Spirit or if there was something actually manifesting above the congregation. And so he tells me, I hear like the people singing, someone singing above the congregation. So I have him go back, and then I call on Steve Montezuma, our worship leader. I call Steve up. I said, Steve, do you hear this? And I wanted to verify it twice before I told the people.
You are one cautious person, David.
Well, I want to make sure. I believe in miracles. You know this. I believe in the supernatural. I obviously, people would label me as hyper charismatic if that's the label they wanted to attach to me. So yes, obviously I believe in signs, wonders, miracles. We pray for the sick. We cast out devils. We believe in prophecy. I believe in all of these. But at the same time, I also believe in making sure that what you're claiming at least has some verification to it. And so I talked to Nick, I talked to Steve, and then I addressed the congregation. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When I asked the congregation or told them what was happening, it wasn't like they looked around in bewilderment and then tried to listen for themselves. There were several people, not everyone, but several people in the congregation who immediately affirmed what I had said because they themselves had been hearing it before I even said anything. In fact, a couple of people told me, and I have the messages, they said, well, I wanted to make sure I was actually hearing what I was hearing. Someone said, I thought I was going crazy until you said, guys, do you hear that? You look back on some of the comments on the live stream, there were people who were hearing it even before I said that. And so everyone was experiencing this supernatural angelic encounter, and we heard this heavenly singing joining with us. And this is something, of course, that we have on the live stream, and many people can report. Not everyone hears this, mind you, and this is partly what I think speaks to its supernatural nature, but some people can go back and listen. People feel it. Some people will say, I can sense the glory. Most every believer who watches this says, I can sense the glory. And then there are many who are saying, I'm hearing this. You can hear above all of the things that I mentioned, above the path, above the backup singers, above Steve Montezuma singing, above the congregation, you can hear like a sustained note in between it. It's ethereal, it's high pitched. I can't describe it any other way other than there was glory on what was being sung. And so many people are reporting that they can actually hear this on the live stream. And you and I got to talking about this, and I love that you mentioned to me that we had talked about this before. And it was something of the glory for sure, but I want to make it clear, these are only the beginning stages. In this season, heaven is touching earth, and there is something that is transforming. That is not revival rhetoric. The cynic will listen to that and they'll say, well, you've been saying that for a long time. But there is proof in the history of God's timeline that God always intervenes just when you think things are darkest. God always comes through just when you think there is no more hope, because he wants to be the one who gets the glory for what's happening. And so I